This is News 12, Varsity's Game Time. This afternoon from Homedale High School in Homedale, New Jersey, it's the 2017 Coach's Choice USA New York, New Jersey Challenge. The fourth-ranked Argonauts of Rutgers Prep versus the number one-ranked Manasquan Warriors. Hello again, everyone. I'm Lou Brogno, alongside on the call, Greg Lerner. And this a marquee regular season matchup between two of the top programs in the tri-state area. Rutgers Prep coming in number 4 in our tri-state poll, 16-1 on the year. Manasquan number 1, the Warriors undefeated at 17. And oh, what a matchup this is in front of a jam-packed, sold-out crowd here at Homedale.
Lou, I was just going to say, if you don't think that this matchup has piqued the curiosity of hoop fans across the tri-state, our man Josh Noble on the camera right now is panning through this gym. I dare you to find a seat. And the only one that's empty right now was just filled because Mary Klinger sat down in her chair at the Rutgers bench.
Rutgers Prep in their road black uniforms, trimmed with maroon letters and numbers. Manasquan, their home whites, trimmed with blue letters and numerals. And we're about to begin. Rutgers Prep, as we said, 16-1, Manasquan undefeated, and the Argonauts moving left to right on your screen in the forecourt. Leilani Correa, and outside she's got it, flips up top to Jacini Knight, outstanding point guard for the Argonauts, averaging 10 points a game. Here's Correa, flips inside to Redden. Gabby Redden up high off the glass, gives Rutgers Prep a 2-0 lead.
No surprise, all she's been doing is making double-doubles for the last 10 days.
Manasquan looking to come back. Faith Methodist flips it outside. And here's Stella Clark running the show up top here for the Warriors. Clark, the 5'5 senior, committed to Northeastern. Flips it outside to Carly Geisler. Geisler, 5'6 junior. Drives a direct traffic and gives to Clark. Dara Mabry wears number 10. And now outside to Methodist, averaging 10 points per game. Clark dishes in the corner. Tough defense here by the Argos. Dara Mabry averaging nearly 19 points per game. Rutgers Prep fans applaud the defensive effort.
I'm telling you, Lou, just talking to a few people before this game, you know, you're in the hotbed. The Shore Conference is the hotbed, the measuring stick for girls basketball in the state of New Jersey. But I'm telling you what, people down here better recognize how good Rutgers Prep is. They could play in the Shore Conference. They could play anywhere in the state against anybody. They can't wait for an opportunity like today. You're seeing Shawnee Knight making plays already. This is an opportunity for Rutgers Prep. Hey, don't forget this, Lou. I think you referenced it. They got a little revenge on their mind because a certain team knocked them out of the TSC last year, and that team was Manasquan.
Absolutely. Last year in the TOC semifinals, Manasquan defeated Rutgers Prep 59-50. So this is a rematch of that tremendous game. This Rutgers Prep team coming in on fire. They've won 14 straight games. Their last loss was to an outstanding Franklin Township team, 56-51, back on December 20th.
And they avenged that, Lou.
Well, Manasquan playing tremendous defense as well. Rutgers Prep with a 2-0 lead. Here's Knight, drives off the glass and scores. Sunday Knight puts it in, averaging 10 points per game. And Rutgers Prep with a 4-0 run to begin the game. They're up 4-0. Dara Mabry drives in and has it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Manasquan basketball.
Knight quick on both ends of the floor. Quick to the basket off the dribble down there, and quick with her hands right there to strip Dara on the way to the rim.
Warriors will throw it on the baseline. Here's Mabry, takes the lane, puts up a tough shot, doesn't go. Rebound underneath, pulled down by Addie Methodist, and a jump shot outside, good by Stella Clark. Three-pointer is good. It's a 1-point game, 4-3. Here's Knight, takes the lane, flips inside, and laid up and in. Good look by Knight as she delivered to Madison Stanley. Stanley averaging over 11 points per game, the 6'2 senior.
That's an awesome assist by Shawnee Knight. Somehow threading the needle. I don't know what kind of space she had to get that ball through, but she finds it, and Madison Stanley, she's always finishing.
Clark kicks it outside. Jump shot by Geisler doesn't go. The rebound pulled down by Masonis. Here's Stella Clark for three from way downtown. And we're tied at 6. Stella Clark averaging over 10 points per game. Last year, 13 points per game for the Warriors. As we said, a Division I recruit heading to Northeastern, and then Knight just fires one in from the top of the key. It's a three-pointer, and Rutgers Prep up by 3, 9-6.
I think the ladies got to sense the crowd here and wants to be entertained because they haven't disappointed so far, and we're only 4 minutes in.
Beautiful backdoor play by the Warriors as Geisler lays it in. 9-8.
Well, we hinted at in the pregame, Faith Masonis, just an outstanding passer.
Clark fighting for that rebound, but it's won by Stanley. And then outside, the jump shot good. Olivia Dabney puts it in. And Rutgers Prep lead is 3. It's 11-8 Argonauts. Substitution for the Warriors. Victoria Galvin comes in, the 6'1 senior, averaging 5 points per game off the bench.
And Lola Mullaney comes in as well. Another factor that Rutgers Prep has to be very wary of in the backcourt in terms of her shooting prominence.
Jump shot outside doesn't go by Masonis. And here comes Rutgers Prep on the run. Knight knifes through the defense, puts it in. No, it's an offensive foul. No basket, offensive foul, Giuseppe Knight, and she is down on the floor. That's not a good sign for the Argonauts. One of the top players in the Tri-State right now, down on the hardwood here in Homedale.
She is the key that unlocks everything for Rutgers Prep. You see her knocking down that three today in this first quarter.
Well,
she's coming up her face, being helped off the floor.
Yeah, but that's not a good sign. She's not able to put any weight on that left leg. And the Manasquan players clap for her as well. Great respect between these two teams.
Keeping Shawnee in our thoughts. Great kid.
So they will attend to her in the corner. So Rutgers Prep now without their star point guard on the court. Into the game for the Argonauts, replacing her, a freshman, Jasmine Lyles. Here's Mabry outside, Manasquan basketball. Galvin back to the basket, hands to Stella Clark. Clark top of the key, backs it back out. Cross-court pass, intercepted by Correa. Leilani Correa goes all the way and draws the foul.
You watch Correa there, making the steal at this end, and it seems like in a matter of 3 strides, she's at the other end at the basket. She just devours space with her strides. And like we said in the pregame, she has had a breakthrough sophomore. You can see signs of this. Listen, there are a lot of young components to Rutgers Prep that you should keep an eye on. Jasmine Lyles, Leilani Correa. They've just had that list, but there's a lot of kids that are underclassmen, Shawnee Knight being another one, that are going to make sure that this thing continues to go in this direction after the senior class graduates.
And she hits both free throws. Correa, the 5'11 sophomore, gives Rutgers Prep a 5-point lead. They're up 13-8. Here's Mabry outside. Dara Mabry.
Interesting to note that Olivia Dabney is now manned up on Dara Mabry. That was Shawnee Knight's assignment until she got hurt.
Stella Clark almost lost that dribble and then reaching in, a foul on the Argonauts. They'll call it on Correa. And a timeout called by Mary Klinger. Actually, they say that it's Manasquan's timeout, so Lisa Kokoda calls the timeout. Lisa Kokoda, what a job at Manasquan. In her 5th season, I mean, she has propelled and turned this program into a powerhouse. I mean, you talk about public schools, as we said, you're hard-pressed to find a better public school girls basketball program in the tri-state.
A product of RBC, a disciple of Joe Montano. So no surprise that defense is one of her strong suits and what she professes to Manasquan. And we'd be remiss, we talked to Lisa briefly during the previous game, and we got to give a shout out to a bunch of people all over the country on the Kaczynski side, Lisa's side of the family. Lisa's married to Matt Kokoda, the basketball coach at Wall. But apparently the Kaczynski family is in Florida, Texas, and other outposts in the United States watching this today. Chicago, she mentioned. So we want to thank all of them for watching and checking in, and let them know that their girl is doing a brilliant job. She always has done.
Dara Mabry with a brilliant drive on the baseline and draws the foul. A chance for a 3-point play.
Been waiting for Dara to get involved from a scoring standpoint, her first bucket of the game. Been averaging 19 points right in that neighborhood for the Warriors. Stretches you with a range, can beat you with the bounce.
Dara Mabry, an 82% free throw shooter. And she connects to make it a 3-point play. Just like that, Manasquan within a bucket. It's 13-11. Double team by the Warriors. Now Gabby Redden bounces in and draws the foul. She is tough down there on the baseline. Gets that kind of position, nearly unstoppable.
You see the bounce in her step too, man. When she finds herself with a clean look at the rim, you can see that bounce of excitement translate into her legs as she explodes to the basket.
So Gabby Redden, the 6'2 senior, hits the free throw. Gabby averaging over 12 points a game, 8 rebounds. She's already committed to Marist. Red Foxes with a terrific basketball program up there in Poughkeepsie. She'll be a nice addition up there.
Gabby's a little bit of a throw. I'm sorry, she's just a little bit of a throwback to the old school days of the post player. You know, does all those things that you expect from a post player.
Here comes Rutgers Prep on the run. Correa flips in the corner. Jasmine Lyles gets it back. And Olivia Dabney. Three-point shot off the rim doesn't go by Dabney. In the corner. And it's a 2-point game, 15-13. Lola Mullaney out there now for Manasquan. The 5'9" sophomore had a huge basket this year to beat Red Bank Catholic at the buzzer, hit the game-winning shot.
Dripped with dramatics. It bounced off the rim like 63 times before rolling through.
And at the other end, Rutgers Prep gets a bucket on the baseline. Madison Stanley puts it in. (17-13), Rutgers Prep, backdoor play, and Mullaney puts it in. Lola averaging 8.1 points per game off the bench.
Twice, Manasquan has run the back door, found it open both times, and Faith Masonis has been the one to open it and unlock it with a pass.
And it goes off of Manasquan. It'll be Rutgers Prep basketball. Faith Masonis can't believe it. 2-point game, 17-15, Rutgers Prep with 15.5 seconds remaining in a very entertaining first quarter. Olivia Dabney way up top, 3 seconds, 2, 1, a long three, off the rim, doesn't go, and that will do it. Terrific first quarter of basketball here at Homedale. Our score, Rutgers Prep 17, Manasquan 15, Second quarter upcoming on News 12 Varsity's Game Time. Welcome back to Homedale and the Coach's Choice USA New York, New Jersey Challenge. Rutgers Prep up by a bucket, 17-15. Lou Brogno, Greg Lerner. Rutgers Prep coming in 16-1, winners of 14 straight. And in that 14-game winning streak, they beat Gil St. Bernard's twice this year. They beat St. John Vianney by 20 this season. Talk about a big win. Lancers don't lose too many games like that. Here's Dara Mabry. Nice move. Puts it up, doesn't go. Off the back rim.
Interesting to note, 17-15 game. Each team contributors, 5 each on each side. Boy, am I stumbling through this sentence. Let's try it again, Lou. Each team got 5 contributors on offense in that first quarter. 5 different kids on each team scored at least a bucket in that first quarter. There, I got it out. Thank you.
Very well done. And well done by both teams. That's a lot of balance. Leilani Correa at the line. Misses the first, and she'll get another.
I think the heat exhaustion is getting to me, Lou.
Argos up by 2, now 3, 18-15. Manasquan with the basketball. Warriors 17-0, undefeated. Of course, we talked about the win over Red Bank Catholic, a buzzer beater. They have defeated the Casey's twice. They also have a big win against Long Island Lutheran this season. So it's a very significant victory for the Warriors. Here's Masonis, flips it back outside to Faith. Addy with a bullet pass back out to Faith. Stella Clark sets it up. Here's Addie Masonis, puts it up and draws the foul.
Addie Masonis plays with such enthusiasm, it's contagious. I want to make sure I get this right, because I think I always say I'm horrible at math. There's 10 Masonis children, okay? Addie and Faith, obviously sisters. There's 8 more, and then they're related to the Clarks. So Stella Clark is a cousin to the Masonises. Can you imagine what the Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day gathering must be like? And I want to know, like, when they get together for a basketball game amongst the family, what that must be like.
That must be some basketball game after Thanksgiving dinner, right?
Yeah.
Jump shot doesn't go. Rebound, pulled down by Addie Masonis. Up ahead, it goes to Mabry. Mabry with a burst to the hoop draws the foul. So she'll go to the line. Dara Mabry. Third of the Mabry sisters, Michaela, Marina, of course, both Notre Dame. Dara, first team All-State player in her own right. Tremendous free throw shooter, as we mentioned, 82%, 18.9 points per game. She's a 38% three-point shooter. She's had some big games this year, Greg. 33 points against Red Bank Catholic, 31 against Long Island Lutheran.
She can fill it up. She can definitely do that. And apparently, according to Sean Riley, her sister filled it up today. Marina apparently had 26 for Notre Dame today. So scoring runs in the family.
It's a one-point game, 18-17, Rutgers Prep. Inside, big play by Faith Masonis to steal it. Up ahead, Stella Clark lays it up and in. Manasquan has its first lead of the game. The Warriors are up 19-18.
Happens in a blink of an eye. You can see that kind of developing. Faith baits the pass into the post, skies to deny, and then sends Stella off to the races.
And Stella Clark with the steal, flips it up ahead to Mabry, fires a three, in and out. Rebound pulled down by Olivia Mullins, just in the game now for Rutgers Prep. Mullins, the 5'9" freshman. So many impressive young players on the court. Here is Correa, puts up the shot. A fight for that ball in the corner. Let's see who touched it last. Looks like
it's my first look at Olivia Mullins. When I saw Rutgers Prep back during the winter break at Mount St. Dominic, I got to see Jasmine Lyles, a freshman. This is the first look at Olivia Mullins. And like you said, this is a veteran team, but yet they've integrated a ton of freshmen to get them, acclimated and familiar with what's expected, what Mary Klingler expects from her program.
Here's Correa, flips outside. Rutgers Prep moving the ball around. Tough defense here by the Warriors. Knocked away by Masonis. Ball loose on the baseline, still on the ground, and now you'll have a held ball. As Addie Masonis was down at the bottom of the pile for Manasquan. It'll be Rutgers Prep basketball on the alternating arrow. Less than 5 minutes remaining first half. It's a 1-point game, 19-18, Manasquan on top. Manasquan number 1 in our News 12 Varsity Tri-State poll. Rutgers Prep number 4. Turnaround jumper, Madison Stanley puts Rutgers Prep back in the lead.
Great job by Stanley to recognize space at the foul line. Even better job by Brooke Peichel to recognize her in the high post and feed her.
And Brooke Peichel out there on the floor for the Argonauts, as Greg just mentioned. Brooke, the 5'8" senior. And the ball thrown away. And if that name sounds familiar, yeah, her dad, Steve Peichel, the head coach of the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.
Yeah, she's got a pretty nice basketball pedigree, I would say.
I would say. I would imagine Steve's somewhere in this crowd. There's a jump shot outside, doesn't go. Here comes Stella Clark, and they call double dribble.
2 straight turnovers for Manasquan, uncharacteristic, and you don't want to make that a pattern against Rutgers Prep, who will make you pay for those transgressions.
A little over halfway through quarter number 2. And Rutgers Prep with a 1-point lead, 20-19. Long 3-point shot, Correa, wow. Leilani Correa, that thing came down with ice on it.
That's what Leilani does. She gets herself involved, and it's one of those things where she hits a jumper like that to remind you that if you want to play off of her in anticipation of penetration, she'll step back and she'll drop a bomb like that.
23-19. It's a 4-point lead for the Argonauts. Trying to knock off the number 1 team. Remember, their point guard, Varsity Knight, is not out there. Injured in that first quarter. Here's the turnaround jumper. No. Put up by Jasmine Lyles. Dara Mabry quickly up court. Puts the brakes on. Looks for help. Inside now, Galvin. Back outside. Geisler for 3, doesn't go. Mabry slapping at it. And Correa drives in and scores. Oh, man. Leilani Correa is putting on a show here.
I'll tell you, when I saw them against Vianney, the game that you mentioned earlier where they beat Vianney by 20, she was huge in that game. Tonight, already huge in this game. You're getting a sense that Leilani Correa is embracing the opportunity to shine in marquee matchups like this.
Foul is on Rutgers Prep. Foul called on Jasmine Lyles. That's her first. That's the 6th team foul on the Argonauts. And there's a timeout on the floor. 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. Second quarter. Rutgers Prep 25, Manasquan 19. Manasquan basketball. They'll inbound side court. Lola Mullaney to toss it in. And she does get it into Carly Geisler, who comes in to receive the pass. Stella Clark backs it out. Mabry drives the lane, puts it up, and can't connect. The other way, a tough shot put up by Jasmine Lyles. Here comes Manasquan, 3-on-2. Clark stops, pops, doesn't go. And Peichel with the rebound for the Argonauts. With Peichel outside to Lyles. Back to Peichel. Inside Redden, backing in. Turnaround jumper, no. And the rebound put up and in by Lyles. And Rutgers Prep has its largest lead of the game. It's 27-19 Argonauts.
Huge showing by Rutgers Prep to do so without Shawnee Knight. We should report Shawnee is sitting now on the Rutgers Prep bench next to the assistant coaches. She does have ice on the side of her knee. But what the Argonauts do in terms of rallying in her absence, Manasquan comes back, takes that 1-point lead briefly, and that's it. They cut them off. They haven't scored since.
Mulaney at the line, hits the first. And draws Manasquan to within 7. It's 27-20. Faith Masonis back into the game for Manasquan. And Mulaney's second free throw, good as well. Makes it a 6-point game, 27-21. A minute 10 remaining here in the first half.
Give you an idea, Lou, of how good these two teams are playing defense. We're talking about two teams that are used to scoring at minimum 60 points. Leilani Correa, it's her world, we're just living in it.
Another beautiful move down the lane. And again, Rutgers Prep up by 8.
But two teams that like to score high, usually average in the neighborhood of like 60 points a game. And we're talking about a 29-21 game here.
Faith Masonis with a nice strong move in the paint. 29-23, 6-point game. Down to 25 seconds left first half. And the ball tipped and knocked out off of Rutgers Prep. Good defense by Mabry.
All right, listen, in the interest of full disclosure, real fast, I am awful. I am colorblind. Jasmine Lyles is off the floor right now. When she comes back on the floor, you need to tell me what color her ponytail is. I see it's multicolored, but I can't tell.
Long three-point shot by Mabry doesn't go. And Dara not on target here in the first half. And the first half buzzer sounds. A big first half for Rutgers Prep. The 4th-ranked team leading the top-ranked team by 6. Rutgers Prep 29, Manasquan 23. Second half upcoming on News 12 Varsity's Game Time. Welcome back to News 12 Varsity's Game Time, the Coach's Choice USA New York, New Jersey Challenge. Rutgers Prep leading number 1 Manasquan 29-23 as we go to the second half. And this, of course, the largest deficit this year by the Warriors at halftime going into the second half. And a strong first half performance by the Argonauts.
A stirring, rallying performance by the Argonauts, who lose their point guard, junior Shawnee Knight. 3 minutes and 22 seconds was showing in the first quarter when she goes down with what looked like a leg injury. She's on the bench now with ice. And in her absence, the Argonauts weather a storm. They go down by 1. And then they go on a great roll, a 9-0 run. And we're looking at a 29-23 lead for Rutgers Prep as we start the second half.
Well, Manasquan moving left to right on your screen. Here's Stella Clark. Goes to Faith Masonis. The turnaround doesn't go. Mabry fighting for that rebound, but it's taken away by Gabby Redden. Peichel in the corner, back to Olivia Dabney. Inside, Redden gets position and scores. Rutgers Prep up by 8, 31-23. Here is Stella Clark. Beautiful drive by Clark, but she can't connect. And then the Argonauts throw it away, coming back the other way.
Manasquan's got a couple of chances so far that, both in the first half and now early in the second half, where they've gotten chances and good looks that they haven't converted. And as a result, they're looking at an 8-point deficit. And those are the ones when the outcome doesn't come your way that you look back on like, man, we missed opportunities. We can't give up opportunities, especially clean looks against Rutgers Prep because they don't come often.
Faith Masonis back to Addie Masonis, top of the key. Here's Clark outside. Stella Clark gets around her defender, and then a foul called on the Argonauts. That'll be their first team foul here in this second half. Clark puts the brakes on. Mabry drives in, dishes outside. Clark for three, off the mark. And stolen by Mabry, knocked off of Rutgers Prep. What a play by Dara Mabry.
Dara Mabry, that's like the window into seeing how smart of a basketball player. She always seems to find a way to make a play.
And underneath, Manasquan goes to Addie Masonis, and she draws the foul. So go to the line, second team foul on Rutgers Prep here in the second half. That's the first personal foul on Brooke Peichel. So to the line goes Addie Masonis, the senior who's committed to Wagner. Continue her basketball playing career on Staten Island, and misses the first. She'll get another. Manasquan down by 8.
Little known fact outside the Masonis household about Addie Masonis. She's an artiste. I've seen some of her work. Outstanding painter.
Well, 7-point deficit now for the Warriors, down 31-24. Rutgers Prep with the basketball. 2 minutes gone by third quarter. Rutgers Prep last year non-public B champions. They finished 29-2 as they beat Saddle River Day 69-40 for the title. And a foul underneath called on the Argonauts. So things beginning to turn Manasquan's way a little bit over the last couple of minutes. See if the Warriors could take advantage. Down by 7, but a long way to go. 5:50 remaining third quarter. Stella Clark across the midcourt line. Inside, good luck to Masonis. I think Faith, when she caught the ball, was so wide open, it surprised her.
I think she lost for an instance her bearing in terms of her vicinity to the basket. She was off that low block as opposed to being right on top of it to turn and kiss off the glass.
Madison Stanley outside. Redden is triple teamed and is fouled in the lane.
See how quick the help arrives. The minute that ball was entered, it was like two gates closing on each side. It was Faith backing Gabby Redden, and then Stella and Addie closing the gate off the wings. Both sides, there's nowhere to turn, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Substitutions for the Warriors. Victoria Galvin comes in, and also Lola Mullaney. Socked away. 5:20 left in the third. Rutgers Prep up by 7. Knocked away. See the quick hands there of Stella Clark.
Man, I see college coaches sitting on the floor on the baseline. They're usually not accustomed to that. They usually got their own section. Their section is full. And I'm telling you, I was by that section before. There's plenty of faces I know that aren't college coaches sitting in the coaches section because that's how crammed this place is. They're sitting on the floor to get a look at this.
Redden twists inside, knocked away by Galvin, but last touch by Manasquan.
Once again, you see it. The minute you turn, if you are in the paint or in the high post, the help defense is right there, and Stella Clark is the one that time flashing her hands to strip the ball out of Gabby's hands.
Short jumper, good by Correa. Lonnie Correa continues her strong play. Stella Clark takes the lane. No shot. Foul before the shot. That'll be the 4th team foul, though, on Rutgers Prep. They're piling up some team fouls. Manasquan's going to have a chance to shoot some free throws in that 4th quarter.
Looking at their largest lead of the game right now, a 9-point lead for Rutgers Prep. Leilani Correa has been front and center in that regard. 2, 4, 6, 10 points in the first half, 12 points overall. Stepping up as a sophomore.
Faith Masonis, beautiful spin move, lays it in off the glass. 33-26. Manasquan cuts it to 7. Jasmine Lyles, now to Stanley. Redden turnaround, puts it up, doesn't go. What a job by Stanley. Gets his second offensive rebound, gets her 3rd. Now is on the floor. Clark takes the ball away from her. Let's see what the call is. Looks like it'll be a jump ball. So it'll be Rutgers Prep basketball.
And credit that retention of possession to Madison Stanley. 3 offensive rebounds. Now, granted, on 3 of her misses, but she's missing against hotly contested shots by Manasquan on the low block, but yet she wins the battle, and she gets the possession back. And it's short-lived.
Argos throw it away. Stella Clark lays it in, and the foul. So Stella Clark with a chance for a 3-point play. Great body control by Clark as she went up and put it up and in.
That's the tail wagging the dog right there. She sets the bait as the mouse. She gets the steal. She's out in front. Then she slams the brakes, angles her body so she gives her a face to kiss off the backboard, draws the foul, goes to the line, and 1. Smart player going to Northeastern. Boom, enough said.
33-28, 5-point game. When the teams come back on the floor, Stella Clark will have a chance for a 3-point play, a chance to whittle that deficit down to 4.
And I just leaned over to you literally within the blink of an eye and said they have their largest lead, Rutgers Prep, at 9. But this is how fast it can happen. And this is how quickly Manasquan can magnify an opponent's mistake and take it to the extreme, right? You know, you're talking about Madison Stanley prolonging that possession, then a turnover, and in a matter of seconds, Stella is in for the bucket, the N1, and potentially a 3-point play to make this game a 4-point.
And of course, the Warriors, no quitting them, trying to come back. This is a team that went 28-7 last year. Lost last year the short conference final to St. John Vianney. Of course, last year was the Lancers' year, no question. But they were short conference champs, was Manasquan in 14-15. 2016 last year in the final, TOC champs 15, 14 TOC final. You kind of get the picture, right? Free throw.
They're good.
Doesn't go. Here's Clark. Mabry for 3. Got it. Dara Mabry buries a 3. And just like that, Manasquan down by a bucket. 33-31. halfway through this third quarter. Here's Peichel. Nice move. Brooke Peichel. Nice move on the baseline. Gets a big bucket for the Argonauts. 35-31. Jump shot outside doesn't go by Mulaney, and here come the Argonauts again. Dabney up ahead, intercepted by Faith Massonis. Massonis dribbles up, takes it into the corner, goes cross court though, and it's intercepted by Jasmine Lyles. Tough to make that pass.
We noted in the Lehigh game that skip passes can't be thrown. Steal here by Faith Massonis. Dara on the breakout.
Mabry.
Oh, wow.
Draws the foul. Mabry wanted that to go, obviously. It would have been a sensational shot.
Listen, we're old school. That was a little bit of the Iceman George Gervin on that attempt on that layup, man. Putting some serious underhand scoop on the glass. But getting back to that point, the length, you have to recognize the length of Rutgers Prep, that skip pass can't be floated across the court. It has to be snapped across the court in order to complete it.
Mabry hits the free throw. Boy, you can tell there's a lot of Manasquan fans here. As Dara eyed the basket, you could hear a pin drop here in Homedale.
One of the rare occasions you can hear a pin drop, because I'm literally a foot away from you and can barely hear you the entire time. Now I am, absolutely deaf to begin with, but that is the crescendo inside this place. These fans are being treated to exactly what they came for.
Mabry hits both free throws. It's a 2-point game, 35-33. 3 minutes left, third quarter. Olivia Mullins to Stanley. Outside, Correa drives in, puts up a tough shot. Let's see, though. I haven't had an indication that the basket counts. Yes, it does. Basket counts and the foul. Foul is on Carly Geisler. That's her first. Third team foul on Manasquan. And Correa having some game. Gives Rutgers Prep once again a 5-point lead, 38-33.
Correa reminds me of my sons. She has an answer for everything. Luckily for her, she's doing it on a basketball court every time.
Oh, Stella Clark takes the baseline drive and cuts it to 3, 38-35. Manasquan, though, has played from behind nearly the entire game. Dabney lost the dribble momentarily, but recovered. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third. Correa, tough shot, puts it up, doesn't go. Redden loses it out of bounds. It'll be the Warriors basketball.
Even on a miss, you watch your elevation with the jumper. The release is pure. The spin is soft. Everything about Leilani Correa's jumper kind of reveals why it's so successful. Almost to the point where when she misses, you're like, whoa, how'd that happen?
Mabry hands it to Mulaney. Massonis, top of the key. Faith to Addy. Addy dribbles in, tries to force a bounce pass that time. And Redden able to steal it, and now a foul up top on Manasquan. Actually, they call it on Manasquan on Dara Mabry. That's her first. Third team foul on the Warriors. A minute and a half left, third quarter. Inside to Redden on a foul. They're calling on Stella Clark, much to the dismay of the Manasquan faithful.
I don't know if people can hear that, but apparently the Manasquan fans are not feeling that foul call. Gonna wait to see a replay of that. We're on a little bit of a delay here.
And Gabby Redden at the line misses the first. Fouls on Stella Clark. That's her first, the fourth team foul on the Warriors. And the second good. 1 of 2 for Redden. 4-point lead, Rutgers Prep. 1:20 left in the third. Dara Mabry pops a three off the rim, no. The rebound, Madison Stanley, boxing out beautifully. Stanley thought about that three. Hands it to Lalani, can't put it up. And the call goes against Rutgers Prep. It'll be Manasquan basketball. Mary Klinger, not enamored with the call. Things getting intense here. Last minute of play of the third quarter. Stella Clark calls the play. Her team is down by 4. Clark dribbles in, gets around a defender. Oh, what a steal by Mulaney to Stella Clark, can't hit. Mabry gets it back, can't connect. The block from behind and a foul on Rutgers Prep in the lane. And they get Correa on the foul.
What a sequence of athleticism. It starts with the steal, and then it ends with the block by Olivia Dabney. And let me tell you something, Lou, as somebody that does this, covering girls basketball, rare is the occasion where the referees are going to allow you to make a block from behind. They always think there's contact right there. That was as clean as a whistle, the block on Olivia Dabney, from behind because she's an athlete.
Meanwhile, Leilani Correa has 4 personal fouls. That's a huge call. Mabry at the line, as we said, an 82% free throw shooter. Hits the first. Olivia Mullins out. Brooke Peichel back in for the Argonauts. And Mabry a chance to cut the deficit to 2, and she does. 39-37, 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Olivia Dabney across the midcourt line. Madison Stanley up top.
Expect them to hold for 1 because now with both Knight and Correa on the court, they have to shorten the clock.
Go, but Rutgers Prep can't connect. But the Warriors throw it away. Peichel to Redden, lays it in. And the Rutgers Prep fans on their feet as we go to the fourth quarter. Rutgers Prep bidding for a mini upset as they lead Manasquan by 4, 41-37 Argonauts on News 12, Varsity's Game Time. We go to the fourth quarter here on News 12, Varsity's Game Time. Glad you could join us here in Homedale for the Coach's Choice USA New York, New Jersey Challenge. Number 4, Rutgers Prep, leading number 1 in undefeated Manasquan. 41-37 as we go to the fourth quarter. Lou Brogno along with Greg Lerner. And this game, everything we hoped it would be. Faith Masonis for 3. Starts the fourth quarter on a good note for the Warriors. They're down by 1, 41-40.
If you followed the Lehigh game that Manasquan won, Darren Mabry said that is Faith Masonis' favorite spot, that straightaway 3.
Gabby Redden gets loose inside and scores. It's back up to a 3-point lead. Dara Mabry puts up a tough shot. And a foul called on Manasquan in the backcourt.
Don't lose sight of it, Lou. Every time that Manasquan has made a threat, a run, the brief time they had a lead, Rutgers Prep has answered instantaneously to take any steam away from Manasquan.
And the Argonauts throw it away. Jasmine Lyles looking for Olivia Dabney to cut back outside. So Squan down by 3. The Warriors trail 43-40. 1 minute gone by fourth quarter. Mabry dribbles in. Lost it. Gets it back. And a timeout called by Lisa Kokoda and the Warriors.
I think the fans are reacting because that's a quick whistle on the timeout as that ball was tied up. But they gave it to Manasquan. They recognized the timeout call. Interesting to watch here as we get deeper into this fourth quarter, Lou, when Mary Klinger points to number 23 and says, go to the scorer's table. You know, you're talking about a 3-point game right now. Obviously with 4 fouls, and we got a long way to go. We're 6:49 left in the game. She's probably got a number in mind. Some coaches will tell you they want to get to the 4-minute mark before they want to put them in that spot. Be curious to see how this pans out, if so, in the next 2 minutes and 49 seconds, to see if it forces Mary to get her into the game maybe sooner than she'd like.
Keep in mind, Rutgers Prep playing without one of the top point guards in the tri-state. Jasini Knight, who was hurt earlier in this game. She averages 10 points a game, leads the team in assists and steals. So it's been a tremendous effort by the Argonauts without one of their top players.
Unbelievable, the job that they've done. With Correa in foul trouble, with Shani Knight not on the floor. Anybody that's familiar with the program knows how important Shani is to the grand scheme of things. She sets the tempo, she pushes it, she gets everybody involved, including herself.
Manasquan to inbound, Warriors down by 3. 6:45 remaining. Open is Masonis outside. Addie Masonis knocked out off of Faith Masonis. Rutgers Prep gets it back. Olivia Dabney brings it across. Madison Stanley comes out to meet the pass. Now gives to Lyles. And a push on Clark, guarding Brooke Peichel. Sixteenth foul on Manasquan. Second personal foul on Stella Clark. So one more foul for the Warriors. Rutgers Prep will be shooting free throws. Rutgers Prep already over the limit as they have 7. So Manasquan in the 1-and-1. Here's Gabby Redden way up top. Good look inside. They bounce it back out to Peichel, who can't score. Had a good look at it. And then the offensive rebound put up doesn't go. Jump ball. Wow. And the fans can't believe it. And I'll give it back to Rutgers Prep on the alternating possession. Manasquan fans thought that was a clean block, but they did not get the call. Olivia Dabney will toss in on the baseline. Great inbounds pass to Madison Stanley, who scores. It's back up to a 5-point Rutgers Prep lead, 45-40. Faith Masonis spinning, twisting, and scoring off the glass. 45-42. Again, 3-point lead for the Argonauts. On a 14-game winning streak is Rutgers Prep. Redden puts it up, and she's hammered inside. Foul on Manasquan. That's the 7th team foul of the Warriors. So Gabby Redden to the line. She'll shoot 2. Foul is on Victoria Galvin. That's her first. And free throw is good. 4-point game, 46-42. And the second good as well. Again, it's a 5-point game, 47-42. Clark goes inside. That's tipped by Rutgers Prep out of bounds. The Manasquan ball. They tried to go backdoor to Dara Mabry.
Love the job that Rutgers Prep has done in the passing lanes. There's been passes that have been made by Manasquan that they're used to seeing completed that have not been completed today because they're seeing a team that jumps the passing lane, anticipates, and is well prepared.
Clark outside. Inside, Galvin lays it in. Good look by Lola Mullaney. 3-point game, 47-44. 5 minutes left in the fourth. And it's a kickball. And back in the game is Leilani Correa. So Correa comes back in with 4 personal fouls. Dabney into Stanley. Peichel outside. Gabby Redden looking for movement. Gives to Dabney. Here's Correa. Correa trying to get around 2 defenders. Pulls up, short jumper, doesn't go. Galvin taps it back out to Correa, who gets it back. Can't score. Here comes Mabry. Manasquan down by 3. Dara Mabry pulls it back outside. Plenty of time. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the fourth. Mabry dishes to Galvin. Cross court it goes to Mullaney. Drives in, and it's taken away by Correa. 3-on-2, Rutgers Prep. Leilani Correa lays it in.
Beautiful move with that step to avoid the charge that Stella Clark was setting her up for, and then the delicacy to finish as she's going away from the basket.
Rutgers Prep back up by 5. Stella Clark on the baseline tries a reverse, can't score. 3.5 remaining. Will number 1 go down? The Warriors 17-0, unbeaten. And Gabby Redden drives in and draws the foul.
It's one thing to let Gabby Redden turn and face, but when you're going to let her turn, face, and put the ball on the floor, you're asking for trouble.
And a timeout called by Manasquan as Lisa Kokoda wants to talk it over. Her team down by 5, 49-44, with 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. And Gabby Redden at the line. Argonauts up by 3, and the first is good. It's actually a 6-point lead. It was a 5-point lead, now a 6-point lead, and a 7-point lead for Rutgers Prep. 51-44, 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Thrown away. Redden ahead of the field, puts it up and draws the foul.
Rutgers Prep is giving Manasquan a taste of its own medicine, which is turning them over and then magnifying the miscue by converting at the other end, be it in transition, be it in a half court, or being it at the foul line.
And Redden hits the first. Gabby Redden. Second on the way, good.
Redden 6 for her last 6 from the foul line. That is a player who wants to close.
It's a 9-point game, 53-44. 2.5 remaining. And Manasquan has to put the pedal to the metal here. Dara Mabry takes the 3. Doesn't go. Rebound. Dabney flips to Stanley, and a foul on Manasquan in the backcourt. So Rutgers Prep will shoot with the Warriors over the limit.
You can hear the Argo
Prep
fans. They sense it.
Rutgers Prep fans on their feet. Still a lot of time left, 2:42, but Rutgers Prep really making a statement here today. And free throw no good. Madison Stanley, 6'2" senior, averaging over 11 points per game.
The thing that's interesting is that Rutgers Prep, if this outcome finishes in their favor, is making a statement in the belly of the beast. They've come down to the shore to slay the dragon.
Stella Clark, top of the key. Great backdoor cut by Mabry. She scores. No! Traveling is the call. No basket.
Super help defense there by Madison Stanley. Dara turns the corner, thinks she's got an open look. Madison Stanley is right there to impede her path and draw the travel.
Gabby Redden inside to Stanley, gets it back and scores! It's an 11-point lead for Rutgers Prep, 55-44. Here is Stella Clark for three, doesn't go. Rebound Stanley. Stanley is fouled in the backcourt.
Rutgers Prep doing an outstanding job on the defensive glass, making certain that whenever Manasquan puts up a shot, it's one and done. You either better make it or we're bringing it down and we're going the other way, where we saw in the first half so many of those possessions by Rutgers Prep were prolonged by their activity on the offensive glass. They are working and dominating the boards on each end of the floor, Lou.
And a timeout on the floor. Rutgers Prep on its way to a monumental victory. They lead number one ranked and undefeated Manasquan by 11, 55-44, with a minute 55 remaining.
14-4 charge here. If we remember back to the beginning of this quarter, which seems like eons ago from the Manasquan perspective, it starts with Faith Masonitz drilling that straightaway three to make it 41-40. Since then, 4 points for Manasquan, and you're looking at a 55-44 lead for Rutgers Prep, who is finishing in a way that Manasquan fans can appreciate and recognize, because I always say about Manasquan, they're the ABC team, always be closing. Rutgers Prep is doing that upon the Warriors today.
Madison Stanley at the line. This is the first. Second, no good. Rebound, Galvin gives to Clark. Faith Masonitz for three, in and out. That's been the story here for Manasquan in the second half. They've had good looks, but their shots are just not falling.
That ball was like 3/4 of the way in the cylinder and rattles out. But yet again, it rattles out, and who's there to take it down? This time it's Gabby Redden. It's somebody from Rutgers Prep getting that rebound and telling you, that's it, you're done. You had your chance, you're not getting another one.
Masonitz off the inbound, draws the foul.
So, you know, Lou, with signing day on Wednesday, everything is moved up a day for us, including our rankings. So Kevin Devaney reached out to me and said our polls will have to be done earlier than we usually do. I usually do the poll on Tuesday, so it'll have to be done through today. Manasquan is number 1. St. Rose is number 2. Rutgers Prep is number 3. If this plays out the way it's looking right now, without question, there will be a new number 1 team. Who will the number 1 team be? That is the question.
Dara Mabry with the basket. Yeah, that is a big question. Looks like you got a big night ahead of you, Greg.
What's that?
Looks like you have a big night ahead of you.
And, you know, I'm saying all this, and there's 1:21 to go in the game. It's a 7-point lead, and it's almost disrespectful in terms of talking in that regard because Manasquan is playing, and nothing is ever done until the horn sounds.
Well, they're down by 7. It's 55-48. And Olivia Dabney hits the shot. Makes it 56-48. 8-point game. And can't hit the second. Oh, big offensive rebound, but unable to hit was Jasmine Lyles. So it is an 8-point game. Stella Clark races up the court. And Mabry dribbles in, puts it up, and draws the foul. Of course, you don't want to foul if you're Rutgers Prep because you allow Manasquan to score with the clock stopped, and especially Dara Mabry. I mean, nothing's for certain, but she is an 82% free throw shooter, so she's the one player you don't want to see on the line if you're Rutgers Prep.
Rutgers Prep has done a super job defending Dara Mabry today. Not letting her get off, get her stroke going, and having her way offensively. They've denied that.
Well, the Argonauts call a timeout with 1:10 remaining. They're up by 8. Rutgers Prep trying to win their 15th straight game. Looking to go to 17-1. And Manasquan, if they do lose, if the score holds up, will drop to 17-1. Look ahead for Manasquan on Tuesday. They will be at Middletown South. Another tough game in the Shore Conference. Next Saturday, they've got Rumson. And on February 11th, how about this one? St. Rose. So a lot of tough games left for the Warriors prior to the Shore Conference tournament. 3-time defending New Jersey Group 2 champs. Won the title in 14, 15, and 16. Mabry hits the free throw. Chance to cut the deficit to 6, and that's important because it would make it a 2-possession game, and she does. So Manasquan not going away. 56-50, 1:10 remaining. Full court pressure by the Warriors, and they reach in, and a timeout, I believe, called by Rutgers Prep.
So tell me, what color is the ponytail? Jasmine Lyles, number.
Rutgers Prep with a 6-point lead. It's 56-50. Argonauts toss it in. Here is Correa, lays it in, and the foul. She just beat the defense. Streaked right down the middle and lays it in, a chance for a 3-point play. That might have slammed the door.
Not the player you want ahead of the pack. You're not going to catch her. Her length is too long, and the way she stretches and extends to the rim, she assures herself of the finish at the glass.
And her free throw is good. (59-50). It's a 3-possession game. Less than a minute left. It appears that Manasquan's undefeated season will come to an end here, as they'll drop their first game of the year. Masonis hits the jumper, 59-52, but the Warriors foul immediately, and they'll put Olivia Dabney on the line. Still a 3-possession game as the deficit is 7, 59-52.
So I'm going to tell you that a lot of people will think this is a surprise. Some people think it's just because it's mighty Manasquan. They were undefeated. They were the number 1 team, the consensus number 1 team in polls regarding New Jersey. But I also think it's an awakening for some people on just how good Rutgers Prep is. Beyond their talent, beyond their execution, I love their poise. They don't get shaken, rattled, stirred. They don't care. It brings out their best, Lou.
61-52, 9-point lead. Ball knocked out by Jasmine Lyles. Dara Mabry throw inside court. 30 seconds left. Stella Clark dribbles in. Outside Mabry for three. Off the mark. Addie Masonis throws it across. Intercepted by who else? Correa.
What a wonderful performance by Rutgers Prep. An inspiring performance by Rutgers Prep. Hearing it from their crowd, standing O, well-deserved. Shawnee Knight smiling, clapping, in appreciation for her team, picking her up in her absence. And I cannot emphasize enough, Lou, that void, asking Rutgers Prep to win this game without Shawnee Knight, that's heavy lifting, man. And yet, they bonded as a group of five and put that lift over their head, a clean and jerk right to the finish to win this game. Outstanding job by Rutgers Prep.
Olivia Dabney at the line. And her free throw is good. 10-point Rutgers Prep lead. Final 10 seconds of the game. Mabry spinning, twisting. Addie Masonis to Faith, lays it in. And that will do it. Rutgers Prep defeats number one Manasquan by the score of 62-54. The Argonauts improve to 17-1, and Manasquan loses for the first time this season as they drop to 17-1. What a statement by the Argonauts.
Absolutely. I mean, and the statement was conducted by their actions, not by words. From start to finish, poise, composure, execution, and matched a team that really relies on its will with more of its own to win down here at the Shore and get everybody's respect and command everybody's respect that they are as good as anybody.
We'll be back to talk about the Argonauts' huge victory in just a few moments here on News 12 Varsity's Game Time. Once again, the final score, Rutgers Prep 62, Manasquan 54. Welcome back to Homedale. Huge win for Rutgers Prep as they defeat number one Manasquan by the score of 62-54. Huge win for the fourth-ranked Argonauts. Greg Lerner standing by with the victorious Rutgers Prep players.
Wow. Lost my voice in the excitement, but two people that didn't lose their cool today, Leilani Correa, Gabby Redden from Rutgers Prep. They were the number 3 team in New Jersey, the number 4 team in the Tri-State. Ladies, I got a feeling that might change after today. Leilani, I'm going to start with you. If I tell you before the game that I'm going to take Shawnee Knight off the floor, 3 minutes into the game, you will not have her for the rest of the night, and that you're going to have 4 fouls going into the fourth quarter. A, do you like your chances? And B, do you like your chances to win by double figures here?
Man, I mean, when Shawnee got out, it was like, but it wasn't like we thought we were going to lose because, but she's amazing. But, we knew that we had to step up, and everybody had to step up. Liv had to step up handling the ball, shooting. I had to step up. Gabby had to step up handling in the post. Maddie had to step up rebounding. It was amazing. It was really amazing. And to win, this was for Shawnee. This was for Shawnee, definitely.
That's so well stated and poignant, both amazing and the fact that it was for Shawnee. There was also unflappable poise by you guys. Let's face it, you're in the belly of the beast. People down here in the Shore Conference are convinced it is the best basketball and nothing else is up for debate. You came in here today, you proved that wrong, that there's other teams around here in the state of New Jersey that can play basketball, but you did it, like I said, in the heart of the Shore Conference, and you showed this poise. How do you explain it, Gabby? Where does that come from?
Well, really, it just comes from what we do in practice, and carrying that over to the game, basically. running our plays, executing, guarding, rebounding. We had to do every little aspect of the game, and we had to bring it together, and then carrying that on into the court. So us remaining calm and just coming together as a team, like instead of being five fingers, we come together as a fist. Look what happens.
It delivered a knockout punch is what that fist did. Lastly, I thought that one of the keys to this game was that they got a lot of one and done possessions. It was like, you better make the most of this one shot because that's all you're gonna get. And to me, that's as much about hustle as it is boxing out. How big was that to limit them to their opportunities?
In practice, we do, everything is based off of defense. I always say defense wins championships, and look where it got us, number one team in the state. And us boxing out and getting rebounds and loose balls, it really helped in this win.
And lastly, Gabby, I remember a certain team knocking Rutgers Prep out of the TFC last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ended your season. It was a great season, but it ended in the TFC.
Yeah.
Was that discussed at all? Was revenge at all a factor in this game?
Yes, revenge was basically what this game was based off of, and just coming out and not. See, the problem was last year we looked over them. This year it was like, okay, we got to come and we got to show them. Like, this is you. That was a fluke. Like, we should have been there. We should have had it. Like, not saying that they're not a good team, because they're stellar. And this is what happens, like, when you deliver. Like, we came, we had a game plan, we got it done. Look what happens.
Getting it done. Understatement of the day for Rutgers Prep. An amazing game, an amazing day, an amazing showing by the fans in New Jersey. Coming here, sticking around. Special day and a special game to end it. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, Greg, and a gigantic win for Rutgers Prep. The Argonauts improved to 17-1 on the year. Manasquan loses for the first time as they drop to 17-1, and Rutgers Prep wins it by 8. For Greg Lerner and our entire News 12 varsity team, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us once again. Final score, Rutgers Prep 62, Manasquan 54.